Welcome back to HCW. I'm Murray Bone, or Muzza, and I'm back doing another Pro2sday episode review, and I am joined by, well, I seemingly don't have anyone. Where is DP? I swear to God, but he's late again. It's terrible. I don't know where he goes.
Here's my shot. With my way over to you. How you doing, mother?
Yes, we'll get on to that particular song, but yes, I am good. How are you?
I am not too bad. I realise I am like a munchkin right now. So you fill time. I'm gonna just quickly fix this. I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. What an amazing intro that was. We're here to review another Pro2sday. This is episode 36 of their series. This is our second episode reviewing it, obviously. I'm not like Rate. I know how many shows we've done this time.
The third episode. Who knew we would care this much at this point? Is it the fourth?
It's the fourth.
Is it the fourth?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's the third. Yeah, it's the fourth one. Then fair enough.
Hey.
I will do anything to take shots at the other two when they're not here.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, let's just get right into it. So
I didn't ask how I was. Jesus, man.
Oh, sorry. How have you been, Mr. D to the P, Wheezy?
Well, I'll have you know that I've taken up a new life goal, and that is strutting my way onto you.
Excellent.
You know, I just strut everywhere I go. I go to work, I strut. You know, I come home, I strut. You know, I just strut. Don't know why.
If you can't tell, we've already watched the episode, and we are very much fans of one of the competitors, which we'll bring up soon.
Very nice.
Find out. Anyway,
how about you though? How about you? How you doing?
I am good. I've just not really been doing much lately. Just itching to get back on. Even though I was on like a week ago, maybe.
Something like that, yeah. So you're just waiting by the computer, like, Pro2, load it, upload the video, upload the Pro2sday.
Yeah, look, I said I wanted to do it, and we're doing it. As much as legal binding contracts aside.
I can't speak on that. You know, NDA and all that.
But yeah, so I think we've delayed long enough. We'll get into the episode. Obviously, we're the opening vignette, and we're introduced as always to the host, Kid Thompson, and he runs down what show we're getting tonight. And we start off with vignettes to hype up the first match. It is a gauntlet match for the Scottish Interpromotional Championship. It's champion Frank X Cross versus Hunter Sampson versus Hammerhead Smith versus Davey Blaze. Now, this is I'm gonna do a bit of a history thing on that title, since this is the first proper Pro2 title we're reviewing. Because last episode we had Target Wrestling tag titles. In this, so the Scottish Interpromotional Championship was actually the first title they made in Pro2.
Oh.
Pro2, they did a one-night tournament, and it was won by a wrestler called Sakiba Ali. And obviously, the whole gimmick of the belt is that it can be defended in any promotion. It's been defended in Iron Girders. I've heard I think it's been defended down south in England as well. It's basically, you know, it can be defended anywhere. So very much a workhorse title.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've had champions like Sakiba Ali, Grant McIver, the Sam Barber Experience, Stone Malone, and the current champion Frank X Cross, who has held the belt. Well, at least he held the belt to this point for over 350 days. So,
Oh.
you know, he's been a hard-working champion. He's beaten all comers, beating guys like people from Target Wrestling. I think it was Owen Ozzy Michaels. He's defeated Krieger. He's even defeated, I think, in a defense outside of Pro2, he defeated Sheik El Sham, who I think you are familiar with.
I am, yeah. Just to slightly go back on that, Krieger has been one of our interviewees as part of our interview series. So if you get a chance, go check that out. Ray did a great job with that one.
Yep, there we go. That's why he's the professional, and I'm for some reason the host.
Because it's your show.
Yes, it's my show, but you're the professional one here.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, but anyway, we've got vignettes featuring all the challengers and the champion, and I like to say there was a fun game you can play at home. It's called Take a Shot Every Time They Say October 22nd. I think, did you count how many there was altogether?
Yeah. So, you'll be pleased to know that on October 22nd, on the 22nd of October, there was in fact 9 mentions of October 22nd, the 22nd of October, in the calendar year.
In Tune Concert Hall.
Exactly, in Tune Concert Hall, on October 22nd, on the 22nd of October. You're pleased to know that there is an event going on called Battle Lines, that's already happened, by the way, and on October 22nd, these people will challenge for the interpromotional title.
Yes. Obviously, these promos were made before the show, so obviously that's the whole point, was to get people invested, and it clearly worked.
Yeah, of course.
It clearly worked. It was so invested, it made you want to go, except it already happened.
It got me severely drunk.
Yes. But yeah, so we head to the ring, and the champion is out first, Mr. Frank X Cross. And it looks like he's going to have to be fully running this gauntlet if he wants to retain. And his opponent to start off is Hunter Sampson. Now, oh boy, Hunter's he's a beefy boy.
Very beefy.
I think it was like 6'7", 280 pounds.
Yeah.
But similar to someone from last episode, Hera, he is also a bit more new to the scene. I think he even has slightly less experience than Hera, but still, you know, when you're that size, you know wrestling promoters are going to want to use someone of that size.
Of course, yeah.
And hope they progress along. But yeah. And of course, there's actually a bit of build to this. Actually, in the last Pro2 show before Battle Lines, called King of the Bing, Frank X Cross was defending the title against Krieger, but the match ended in a DQ win for Cross when Hunter Sampson ran in and blindsided him.
Oh.
And then they also clashed in the same show, because the whole thing of King of the Bing was, at the end of the show, there was a battle royal to determine the King of the Bing, which Frank X Cross won. I forget who he last eliminated, but I think he did play a part in eliminating Hunter Sampson.
Yes, I was going to ask, because obviously I'm not a Scotsman. Is this a local term? But King of the Bing, is that a thing? Is King of... that won't be a rhyme. It's
a bit awkward. I don't exactly know what that means.
Oh, okay, fine, that's fine. Like I wasn't sure if you meant like King of the Ring or King of the Fling or something.
Give me a quick second. I'll see if I can.
While he's doing that,
no, I'm not finding anything. Oh well. I'm sure the owner or whoever from Pro2 will probably tell me eventually what that means. But yeah, it was a battle royal at the end of the show, which Frank X Cross won.
Hey.
Reward for winning that is a guaranteed title shot. It didn't say which title, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, match kicks off with Frank X Cross and Hunter Sampson. Starts off standard collar and elbow tie up. Hunter Sampson, obviously the more bigger and powerful guy. You know, Frank X Cross isn't a small guy either. It's 6'2", but Hunter clearly has the power advantage. But Frank's not someone who's going to back down, no matter who he's facing. Samson's shoulder charges Frank down and then hits a big body slam for a 2 count. We then get a nice fireman's carry slam by Hunter for another 2 count. Most of this part of the match is really just Hunter Samson dominates, and for someone of his size, that makes a bit of sense. Frank X Cross is playing the underdog here. We then get to where Samson throws Cross into the corner and then climbs the middle rope to do punches in the corner. He then gloats to the fans, but unfortunately, that's a bit of his undoing as Frank X Cross manages to pick him up and hit him with the High Justice Jackknife Powerbomb and is finished and gets the 3 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll ask you, what were your opinions on at least this first part of the gauntlet?
So yeah, more or less, I can only echo what you said. It seemed more about selling Frank X Cross as the underdog champion in this against a much bigger man in Hunter Samson. I will say it I don't know, is it a little clunky? I guess is probably the right word for it.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I mean, it's like you said, because Hunter Samson isn't too experienced in the ring. I guess that sort of came through a little bit with the way he moved, a bit janky. But that goes to his size as well, because that's just natural for that to happen. But yeah, ultimately it was it was simple. It was fine. Big heel, smaller face. So yeah, the good guy came out on top for this part of the gauntlet.
Yes, so next out we have Hammerhead Smith. Now, Hammerhead Smith is from Bristol, England, so immediately I knew DP was a fan. And I don't think I don't think you've seen him though. I would
No.
rate have. I don't know if Hammerhead Smith has been around that
I
area.
don't know. I mean, he might have.
Yeah,
If he's from Bristol, Rate's bound to have seen it at some point at some show.
Yeah, probably. And an interesting fact, this is Hammerhead Smith Jr., as he's actually a second generational wrestler. His father, Hammerhead Smith Sr., used to compete in the old world of sports that everyone's parents and grandparents talk about. Your
Yep.
big daddies, your giant haystacks, your
Name someone else. Name anyone else.
Finley. I'll put Finley. I'll say that. There we go.
You can say Johnny
Volleyball Rocco.
Johnny Sane, Sid Scala.
Johnny Sane, Volleyball Rocco. Yeah, I can't seem to find much about it though. So I think it might have been a case of he was around during the end period. So it was already on the slight decline, but still,
Yeah.
Anyone who's a usual second generational talent, you'd like to assume they know what they're doing. But yeah, he straight away goes to start mouthing off at the crowd. He's definitely he's showing off that he is a definite heel. He has I forget what the belt was called again. He has a European heavyweight title, so he's definitely shown to be an experienced champion and probably wants to add more gold to his collection. Straight away gets into the ring and takes advantage of Frank clearly being knackered from being battered by Hunter Samson to now being battered by Hammerhead Smith.
Yeah.
And then Hammerhead Smith takes him down and hits him with a leg drop for a 2 count. It's a bit of a back and forth, but Hammerhead gets back into control for body slam and another leg drop, brother. There we go. That's my Hulk Hogan reference done. Hammerhead then goes to the second rope to go for, I think it's an axe handle, but misses, and Frank takes advantage of this, tries to go for High Justice again, but Hammerhead manages to get out and throw him down to the mat again. Then he looks for a top rope senton, but Frank just manages to get out of the way. Then it seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication, I won't lie.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a miscommunication, but what at the end of the point is Frank Cross manages to secure a roll-up and get the 3 count again, and he has beaten 2 people he's beaten 2 wrestlers back to back as he prepares for the final entrant. Yes, it's again clunky, and I don't know what happened there with miscommunication, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's like I said to you when I was watching it and we were texting each other. It was weird, and I said I won't be doing my due diligence as a podcaster for wrestling stuff if I didn't at least mention it. So yeah, as you say, there was a senton attempted. Uh, Something happened. He missed, but he got him. I don't know entirely. Then some corruption clearly takes place in the company because the referee refuses to count Hammerhead's pin. Um,
he's not
I don't.
liked Mr. Hammerhead Smith, maybe, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't tell you that the senton hits or kind of hits. Frank's down. Hammerhead pins him. Then a spent pin, arm over the body sort of pin. Yeah, the ref's like 5. No, count the pin. Like, but yeah, no, other than that, it goes a bit sloppy, and then it gets like both of them get stagger up, and then the roll up for the surprise 3 count. I'd say.
Yeah, so we're now down to the final participant, and it is Davey Blaze. Now, unlike Samson, who's a newbie, and Hammerhead Smith, who I'm not that well familiar with, Davey Blaze is a known name in the Scottish indie scene. He is a multiple-time ICW tag champ and Zero G champ. Yeah, he comes out. But immediately Hammerhead Smith attacks Frank X Cross with his belt, and clearly not happy losing. I wouldn't blame him either if I was being done by corrupt refs, but that's me taking too many digs. But yes, and then it turns out another theme plays, and it is someone who showed up in a vignette last episode. It's Charles Boddington, the alleged manager of champions, and it looks like he has secured the services of not only Davey Blaze but Hammerhead Smith.
Kind of helps, doesn't it, when
And of course,
Hammerhead is already a champion?
yes, exactly. So he's living up to the name, manager of champions. But yes, it looks like, as said in his vignette, he was coming back and he was going to make a statement at Battle Lines, and he's already doing this with 2 big bringing in, big guy in Hammerhead Smith, and obviously Davey Blaze similarly not a small man. He's called the Scottish Gladiator for a reason. A lot of jaw jacking, and then immediately Davey jumps into the ring, sees Frank Cross is still down from the belt shot, thinks, this is simple enough. 1, 2, Frank Cross kicks
and it was
out.
over. Oh.
No, Frank Cross. Davey then goes to town on Frank X Cross's shoulder charges, and then just constantly throwing him into turnbuckles and splashing him and back. Is just absolutely, like, Frank X Cross has already wrestled 2 guys. It's not looking good. But Frank does manage to get a big an elbow up, and then hit a big boot. Tries to get Davey back up, but Davey clearly still has his tank is not as empty as Frank's, and he manages to hit a big belly-to-belly suplex for a 2 count. That doesn't work. He gets up and body slams him, and then looks to hit a top rope diving double foot stomp, but Frank manages to get out of the way, and clearly not fun. It's not fun jumping from the top rope and landing on your feet and knees. So obviously Davey rolls out the back, holding his knee. Hammerhead Smith having to help him up. I don't know why Hammerhead's still there. Refereeing should be getting him out of there. He's not a licensed manager.
We've got to look at the ref's credentials here. I mean,
yeah. I mean, does Hammerhead Smith have a manager's license? I mean,
he might do. You never know.
You never know, but I don't think he does. But yeah, that he's helping him in the outside, but what they don't see is Frank X Cross climbing to the top rope and hitting a dive to the outside, taking them both out. out, and he's now back in control. Manages to get him back into the ring, but gets distracted by Hammerhead Smith jawjacking. And then Boddington is trying to tell Davey Blaze what to do, but a ref distraction leads to Charles Boddington throwing salt into the eyes of Frank Cross, and Davey Blaze hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Scottish interpromotional champion in the Scottish Gladiator, Davey Blaze.
So
Yeah.
before you continue, I've got to just point out a couple of things because and I keep saying I'm a podcaster. I've got to do my due diligence. Davey's called the Glasgow Gladiator, not Scottish,
I'm terrible.
and what other thing you said? I can't remember anything you said now. Jesus. Oh yeah, and the spear is called the Spartan spear.
There we go. See, this is why he's the professional. I'm still learning the ropes.
Don't worry, David. I've got you, Davey. If you watch this, I've got you.
There you go. Bye, Davey. I'm up. Anyway, but yes. So yes, I thought overall it's their first time doing a gauntlet match in Pro 2, so obviously it wasn't a bad match. It was, there was a bit of clunkiness and a bit of miscommunication, but what I will say is that they had a clear story of Frank having to battle through the odds to retain, and he nearly does it, and it gets pulled under the rug. And I think they did the narrative and story very well. They made it. That was probably the strength of the match.
I mean, I think when you look at the match on paper, you've got the face champion against essentially 3 heels. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion how it's going to end. Not to mention the fact that you've got the last guy, this experienced veteran heel of the business, who's got this other guy who's also a manager, who's got a van manager's license and all that, and he's hired the second guy in this match, to be like a bodyguard sort of thing or enforcer. It's the stack was decked against Frank. There was no strutting his way out of this one.
Nope, no, certainly was not. So yeah, Davey Blaze gets to celebrate, but not for long, as out comes Pro2's owner, Logan Storm. Now, during Pro2's early days, Charles Boddington was on, I forget which show it was, but basically him and Logan Storm have history.
Oh.
And it's not kind history. History. In fact, Mr. Boddington was, in fact, I believe, suspended from Pro 2 for a long while, and it was only now that it got cleared. So,
wow.
So yeah, he comes in, cuts a promo down on Boddington, but Boddington manages to cut back, saying Logan Storm should never really own a wrestling promotion. He doesn't know what he's doing, and that essentially he's going to take over. He's going to take all the belts. It's your standard, I'm going to take over the business stuff. And then this leads to Mr. Smith and Mr. Blaze beating down the owner. That's and I'm like, where's security? Here's security. It's one of the security members is in fact Logan Storm's son, Finlay. And unfortunately, he's not much. Unfortunately, there's too many, security can only do so much against
there's too much strong there, there's too much beef.
Yeah, so they start beating down Finlay. Logan's trying to get on top of his son and, protect him.
Mm-hmm.
Even Showtime manager, Big Bad John, tries to come out to help, but damage is pretty much already done. Security finally managed to get Boddington and co out the building, so... And yeah, so
that could be
you can tell what
a faction name. Sorry, Boddington and Co.
Well, that's what I call them. I think there's an actual group name somewhere. I keep forgetting though. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be the real big story arc of Pro 2 next year. It's a lot of dominant heels in this roster. So, and now you've got this group seemingly coming together, and this might not be the last we see of them in these upcoming Pro 2 episodes. Is all I'll say.
Cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I look forward to it. I mean, that it's no secret. I mean, it might be to people who watch the Pro 2 videos, but like, that I am I'm an advocate for the people of the heelish nature.
Yes.
Uh,
I do remember you did DM me talking about Mr. Boddington, saying Charles Boddington is a Scottish man, but he
Oh,
looks
no.
like he should be English. I don't have. Kaz, what is the difference between an Englishman and a Scotsman? Please. How do they look different? Were you expecting him to wear kilt and chug iron brew and eat haggis?
No, I just said he looks like the most English Scottish man ever. It was a case of he looks to me almost exactly like Charles Xavier or Professor X from X-Men, and he's like stereotypically English. So to me, that's how I picture it. Like he looks like Professor X. So to me, it's sort of like he looks like this really English bloke, but he's not. That's all it was. No
Yes,
offense.
so after that, but yes, after that match, we have a Bosch backstage interview with Josh Keevan.
No, we do
featuring
not.
the-
No, we do not. Muzza, you are
Even.
wrong. It's not the backstage interview next. We get the return of the GTA San Andreas taxi advert for Streamline Taxis.
Yes,
I can't believe you forgot this.
I know you. I know. Yeah, I know you're a fan of GTA San Andreas, and you hear that theme, and you're just
Exactly.
featuring the Pro 2 Why So Serious champ Logan Smith, who's conveniently was getting a taxi to one of the events.
Exactly. It was
I
the
know you
exact
were
same
at-
event as last time.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
Oh, I think
And
I
you
said
did
Jackson.
ask me in private, have I ever used Streamline Taxis? The answer is yes.
So
And
now
do they
I
do
follow up with the new segment of these Pro 2 shows. Muzza, how was your experience with Streamline Taxis?
They do their job. They get me from where I want to go, get me from where I am to where I want to go with relative ease. It's exactly what it says on the team. They're very streamlined.
Hey.
So yes, okay. Now back on track with the backstage interview with Josh Keevan. Sorry, Mr.
No.
Keevan, you've been
It's Kenovan. Kenovan.
Kenovan. I can't believe I've missed that. Oh, for God's sake.
I told you
I'm
this
not
in
having a
private
great
as
day.
well.
But yes, we're featuring the new champ, Mr. Davey Blaze and Charles Boddington. But Kenovan, there we go,
Thank you.
doesn't even get the chance to ask a question as Boddington grabs the mic off him, chews him out, saying, "Who are you to think you can talk to me or my client here?" Then Boddington basically clarifies what he says in the ring. He's here to take over Pro 2, and there's nothing. He says Cameron Finley, that is the shoot name of Logan Storm, so you can tell there's a lot of beef there. But there's nothing he or anyone in Pro 2 can do about it. So you can tell they mean business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they've already now secured 2 champions in their roster.
Yeah. I mean, one was technically already there,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, and a fun fact, I do believe Davey Blaze has already defended the Scottish Interpromotional title in another show outside of Pro 2. I'll need to double check where and when that was. But yeah, Davey Blaze is a fighting champion. He's not an easy guy to beat. And with Boddington by his side, Frank had a dominant reign. Davey could very much be more dominant.
Yeah, precisely. I think you said Frank had a 350-day reign.
Yeah, 300. Yeah, yeah.
So I can see Davey getting
350
like
plus.
easily like a year at least. Like, like year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know. And the thing is with this title as well, it's very you can go everywhere with it as well. So it gets a lot of recognition, a lot of
Yeah.
eyes on it as well, and a lot of eyes on like the talent who pays for it as well. So it's a very good title to go around. I'm assuming not just Scotland, but like just Britain, like go to
Yeah, but
Wales, go
yeah,
to
I think it
England,
has been
and
defended down south. So yeah, it's you never know where it's gonna show up.
Mhm.
So yes, we then move on to the next scene. It's an in-ring interview with the host of Pro2sday and head lead commentator Kid Thompson, featuring a man that I very much know DP loves. Some say life is a mystery. It's yourself. It is Grado. And you call my name like a little prayer, but down on my knees, I wanna. Come on, you love this Madonna's Like a Prayer.
No, I don't.
No. So if you've watched Pro 2 before, there is a little bit of a running bit. Mr. DP here is not the biggest fan of Grado. I don't know why. It's how
I
can you
mean,
not love
I
one
can
of the
give you some
biggest?
reasons in this very show why he.
Well, no, I mean, look, you think of the big names of UK wrestling: Will Ospreay, Drew McIntyre, Zack Sabre Jr., Grado, all on the same level playing
No,
field.
no, they're not. No, they're absolutely not. Like one is in the biggest company in the world in wrestling. One is
And
like
the other Zack
probably
Sabre Jr.
funny. No, you got Zack Jr. who's
Well, the
in.
sport, the rival.
He's probably in the biggest Japan company. You've got Osprey, who is
Didn't
probably
know
in. He's in signed to he's not signed to AEW. They're all doing big things, and you've got Grado, who's he's not there. He's
Might be
lower.
fair. He has been mainly featured a lot on BBC Scotland, so he's a national. He's well known in Scotland outside of wrestling.
He's known in Scotland, and
But
that's
yes,
it.
yes, Grado is here. He is, and in your words, he stole a ball of prime off someone. I
No,
think he
no,
was
no,
gifted it.
no, not in my words. It's on the footage. Watch the footage. He literally comes out. He slaps kids' hands.
He's
That's a
giving him high
that
fives.
that's abuse. Um, there's another kid, yeah, who's like, oh look, I've got a prime bottle, and he's like, sign the prime bottle, Grado, and Grado steals it off him. Yeah, he fucking takes a swig of it as well, and then just steals it. This guy has indoctrinated the entire wrestling audience into liking him, into being fans of his. I don't understand. Like, how's no one seeing
I
what
think
I'm
it's just because
seeing?
you're not Scottish. You just don't get it.
What is it normal to steal like the band stuff if you're a wrestler?
No. He was gifted it.
The
You
kid
watched
was
your footage.
the kid was like, sign it, Grado, and Grado's like, no,
We
and then
could go on
stole it.
about this, but we can go on about this, but we've got an interview here. Kid Thompson asks him about being back in Ayrshire, where Grado is from, and he asks about having to face TJ Rage for the Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. Grado grabs a mic and immediately says he's absolutely shattered after doing his entrance. To be fair, it was a very hard to do entrance. And he wonders how he's going to finish the match. I'm sure he'll be fine though. But yes, he brings up that he's wrestled all over the world. America, Canada, Mexico, Switzerland, Beef Community Center.
Of course, he's not.
If you don't know where
Notice,
Beef is,
he did Australia.
yeah. Anyway, if you don't know where Beef is, I remember in the last episode, whoever edited this put a map of where Carlisle was last week. I'm sure you can do where Beef is.
It was me.
Whoever edits, I don't know.
I edit the shit.
Well, now you have to add it because I've said it.
For fuck's sake.
But yes, but to be fair, Grado bigs up his opponent, Teaser Age, 6'5". He's a horse of a guy. He's the inaugural and still current Ayrshire Heavyweight Champion. He's beaten all comers. And Grado is probably going to be one of his toughest opponents, but Grado reckons that with the help of the fan support, that he'll be able to win the belt. And then he promises afterwards that they're all going to go to the Wee Hurry, which is a popular fish and chip shop in Troon. Says he's going to get everyone fish, chips, fritters, red cola, pickled eggs, pickled onions, the lot. And then even go to a garage for dessert. So, what a nice guy, offering to pay people good if he wins.
No, he didn't do that. Firstly, you skipped over the part where there's a kid in the front row. And he says something. I didn't catch what he said, okay, but Grado did acknowledge it and was like, "Well, hey," and then was like, "Give me a fist pump, or whatever." And the kid goes up to him, and then Grado punches the kid's fist. It was again. This is no. Like, the kid was like, "This is a fist pump like that. That's normal." Yeah. What he did was like, that's not what the kid asked for. Yeah, and secondly, he then walks away and tells everyone to boo that kid.
He didn't say that. He was saying the kid accidentally cheered when he brought up TJ Rage, and Grado told him.
Yeah, so he encouraged the fans to speak against the kid.
He was just telling the kid was a bit excited and cheered when he brought up TJ Rage's name, and Grado said, "No, you're supposed to boo him. He's the bad guy."
No. He said like, "No, boo the kid. Like, everyone here, boo the kid." Like, he's inciting rage, not TJ Rage. He's inciting rage from the audience. Yeah, against an innocent kid in the front row. How was this guy your hero? Yeah, he then boasts about the amount of money he has. He's like, "Oh, I've got so much money. I'm gonna buy you all food." He's like, "You people in the front row, in the back row, in the Troon concert hall." He's like, we're going to go to the Wee Hurry. I'm going to buy you all food because you can't afford it.
He never said that. He just...
I don't understand how this guy is your hero, people. I
love how you twist.
I'll move on.
Anyway, that's the end of this segment. It's if we could be serious for a moment, like Lance Storm. It's pretty much a standard interview. The face hypes up the crowd for what is the overall show main event, and gets the fans and ticks the boxes. Pop Hope, mention town of event, mention top guy, mention bad opponent, mention famous spot in town.
Yeah,
but yeah.
It's like that impersonation promo of who was it? I think it was the WWE promo. It was like, I think it was Punk or Cena or something like that, where it's like someone's taking a mick out of someone else, and then he's like, "Oh, hello, I am insert robot name, and I'm here in insert name of town." Oh no, it's MJF and Punk in AEW. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yes. After that, we then get to the commentators. We cut to the commentators, Kid Thompson and Suave Gav, who talk about how the first half of the show went, as we then move on to what was the second half of the show. If you were in person, the second half of the show, and the second match and main event of this episode. So it is Brody Turnbull in a wild card match. Now, for those who don't know, a wildcard match is essentially an open challenge. Open challenge, it means anyone from not just Pro2 but outside of Pro2 can show up and face someone. Now, originally, the plan was Brody Turnbull and his tag partner, Jake Lawless, known as Arcade Violence, were scheduled to challenge for the Pro2 tag titles, currently held by the Alliance, Adam Shane and Sweeney. Unfortunately, a week or two before the show, Lawless suffered a hand injury and was informed by doctors that he could not be cleared to compete. So what's happened is Brody Turnbull, being a competitor, he wants to fight. He told the owner, "Put me on the card. I don't care. I'll face whoever." Bring whoever you can find. And boy, howdy, do they find someone. It's revealed it is Brannigan, who is out from Iron Girders Pro Wrestling, which is in Glasgow. And yeah, Brannigan definitely has a unique look. A unique look. He's got I wouldn't say an aura, but definitely a threat. Something always seems off with him. He's definitely the crowd are definitely behind Brody Turnbull, who is from Ayr, so he is another sort of hometown guy. Being a tag wrestler, this is so him being a tag wrestler, being in a singles match, it will be interesting to see. And immediately from the bell ring, you can tell these guys are just going to be physical. Immediately just clattering into each other with clotheslines. And then Brannigan hits a backdrop suplex to Brody. And it's like, Christ, have I traveled back to 90s Old Japan with this? Yeah, they both go to the outside. Brannigan's clobbering him with elbows and chops to the ring post. He misses his last one, and then Brody gets the chance to chop him back. He then tries to chop him for the last time. Brannigan does the same and ducks, but Brody's too smart to know that. Pulls him back up. Bang! And you can hear it's like in person when I was there. You could hear it was like shots going off. And you can already tell from the video and in person, Brannigan, being the pasty white man he is bruises all over his chest. And I love that personally. I get wrestlers want to look great with suntan and fake tan and all that, but the idea of being able to see how hard these chops and strikes are really shows you how physical pro wrestling can be, and that's why I love it.
It's part of the reason why I love Sheamus so much.
Sheamus is
Brian Danielson as well. Like you can just see the effect on the body. Like it's amazing. It's insane to see the color.
Yeah. But yes, Brannigan Turnbull then throws him back into the ring. But as he gets in, Brannigan WCW style manages to stomp him out and then take control and get him in a chin lock. Turnbull manages eventually with the rally of the crowd, manages to power out and hit a clothesline. Then rams Brannigan into the corner and hits a lovely half and half suplex, followed by a big boot for a 2 count. 2 count. We then get a big, running senton by Turnbull for another 2 count. Brannigan manages to get back in control. We have a nice strike exchange, chops, elbows. Eventually, Turnbull manages to get the advantage of a big forearm and brings Brannigan down, and then manages to hit the sliding clothesline for the 3 count. So yeah, I've just realized now you didn't give your usual star ratings for the gauntlet match or that, but we'll get back to that. What was your rating for this match?
So, we were playing a game on our text, and you got both of them correct, just on the first go.
Yes.
I rated it 3.25 stars. The match itself reminded me, it gave me flashes of old Japan, old Noah, even old Ring of Honor. Like, it wasn't a Masawa Samoa Joe sort of thing, but, it gave me flashes of that. And it was insane. Like, I loved it because it was very old school, but also very just, I can't think of the word. Like, it's very, very striky between two bigger guys.
Very physical.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the sort of, I'm not usually a fan of that sort of stuff, but when it's done correctly, like this, I'm a huge fan of it. The only reason why, given my good words, the only reason why I rated it so low, despite what I'm saying, is because the match felt too short. It was like 7 minutes. Yeah. It's like, I would have happily have taken another 5-10 minutes of these going back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. I think they, yeah, like I know I've followed Turnbull on Twitter since we're both from Asia, and I'm a big fan of Arcade Violence. I know he is a big New Japan fan, a big Tomohiro Ishii fan, so you can tell he's got that he loves that style and he loves doing that style. So yeah, I could have happily done another 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes of this, but we do obviously have more matches on the card, on
Yeah.
the full card. So, but yeah, and that was the end of that show overall. I think you gave the Gauntlet match a 2.5 stars.
That is correct. Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, it's exactly what we said already. It was mainly focused on story, rather than the actual in-ring action. So that's why it took a bit of a tanking in terms of ranking for the match. But yeah, story was alright. Story was, it was basic, but it still works.
Yeah.
You got, like I said before, you got face champion, bunch of heels basically.
Yeah.
And ultimately the hills are going to win because there's just too many of them. Frank Cross, unfortunately, is not John Cena. Yeah, and John Cena,
It could be.
Does not strut his way. He didn't beat the entirety of the Nexus by strutting. So like
Yeah, so that's the end of the episode of the Pro2 episode. They haven't announced what's on the next episode, but I'll probably be able to find out eventually, so we can prepare for that. In current news for Pro2, they have, as of yesterday, released tickets for their next show. Where is the?
it's called Homecoming, and it's in Drongan School Hall.
It was again. Homecoming. There we go. I found it.
I said this already.
Did you? Well, cheers. I didn't hear you then. Because we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. But yes, it's Homecoming, which is on March the
16th. 16th.
Yep, March 16th. Are you sure it's not on the weekend? Yeah, Saturday, March 16th from Drongan School Hall. I'm sure we'll post a link to where you can find out where to buy the ticket. Tickets are £10 per person, 35 for 4. Or I think based off who we know, we've got confirmed appearances of TJ Rage, new Scottish International Champion Davey Blaze, Krieger, Frank Cross, Shane Monet, Angel Hayes, Daisy Jenkins, and many others. Many others. I think we're probably be due to match announcements, a couple of match announcements soon. But yeah, I know I'm gonna be there because I'm local. But yeah, if anyone's interested, as I said, we'll have a link somewhere, and yeah, that will put an end to this review of Pro2sday. As always, you can follow me on Twitter. Is at mybone44, or you can follow him at the Tweezy.
I'm down there.
Down there, yeah. I didn't know if I was saying your at wrong. But...
It's the breezy, yeah. That's the way it goes. But yeah, other than that, please give us a follow as well on our main platforms for the podcast. We have our Twitch up there, which we are doing a little bit of. Bates the main one doing it right now. Our Twitter, or our X as it's now known as, because Elon's an idiot. We have our Instagram and our Facebook as well, which we do use. Threads, ignore that. That's not meant to be there. I don't know why that is there, to be honest. I thought I removed that, but I did not. So pretend that's not there. But yeah, otherwise we've got Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Other than that, as Muzza's already said, his Twitter is underneath his camera there. Mine is also underneath my camera. So if you feel so inclined, please do give us follows. And you know what? If you're there at Homecoming, you see Muzza, say hi. because he was there first. So say hi to him.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestler watching this, be sure to say hi and intimidate him a little bit. He don't mind that.
I'm gonna get so many complaints now. Complaints now. They're gonna say, what did Deep Weezy say about me?
Wait, you're that guy who did that review of him, didn't you?
No, it wasn't me that said it, son. He's down in London.
But no,
Yes,
yep. This has been Pro Tuesday 36. The review for it, that is. And yeah, I'll let you sign off.
Yeah, you've already said it. That this was this episode. We will see you hopefully. Then they upload every 2 weeks, so we'll hopefully see you for the next episode. But till then, I've been Muzza. This has been Deep Weezy, and we will see you next time.
Peace.